signature champions on this team, and if you ban one person out, you give 4 other people really high priority picks for them.
Now, we see what a high percentage ban rate LeBlanc is this season, and both of these mid laners, and I was going to say, are we going to see that LeBlanc ban? Because both Goong and Rhea are great LeBlancs, and that's going to mean a Lulu pickup for Goong? Possibly. Nidalee is available.
No, they're going to.
Yasuo is too. So.
They're going to take the Jax.
Yeah. Wow.
Definitely. Save is one of the most likely players to pick up that Jax. He is that big-time aggressive carry top laner for this NaJin White Shield team.
Well, you've got to imagine the Bullets have a plan for this.
And the Lulu, of course, that is a default pick for Ryu. Not so much for Goong. But the thing about it is Mafa could still play that support, especially if the Nidalee comes out. I expect we will see Lulu move to support.
Yeah,
and
possibly.
There is the Lucian. This is more of a takeaway from Zephyr than anything else.
That Lulu for Ryu, he's got something like a little over 14 KDA on Lulu this season in Champions. He's had massive, massive games on Lulu. I'll see the next 2 picks for NaJin White Shield are going to be, though. Okay, Evelyn for Watch makes perfect sense.
They should expect this.
Oh, yes, of course, yeah.
They should expect this. Insect switching over to Teleport. Oh my, is he going to play Yi?
I wonder.
Yi.
Master Yi, I mean,
Yi is, well, okay, but Yi is good with Feral Flare.
Of course,
yes.
He
switched back to Flash. I think he was trolling a little bit.
I think so too, man. When Korean fans see the teleport on jungle, they're like, Master Yi, I've seen this every game in solo queue. Blind pick, ranked, it doesn't matter. You will have a teleport jungle Master Yi.
Okay, Zephyr, this is a big switch for him. He's not used to playing pick 80 carries or split pushing 80 carries like Twitch or Vayne.
This is also totally not a siege comp too that we're seeing come out of Shield as well.
It's not.
Yeah,
this is a team fighting composition. This is very different strategically for Shield.
Interesting. I mean, they've got a strong combo already. I mean, Wukong, Jax, and Twitch. If you can engage properly, if you can flank properly, that's a pretty scary team fight already for Shield. So you got to think KT may be being thrown for a bit of a loop right now.
I wonder if Goong is going to try to play Yasuo with this composition as well. The Wukong
that would be really good,
a little bit of a tell.
No, generally, we do see that, yeah.
So the Pantheon, as you were hypothesizing, may be your Mafa looking to play some support Morgana.
You know, with everybody jumping in like Jax, Yasuo, my A's apparently are not working today. Jax, Yasuo, there we go. And Wukong all jumping in, the Morgana support, maybe you can get a good ultimate off of that. But
of course, yeah. If you ult behind with Pantheon, you're going to corral everybody into the Morgana ultimate. And Morgana Lucian is a very powerful lane. You're really good at 2v2ing because of the spell block and Lucian's early harass.
Oh man, if they pick up this Sona for Gorilla, which Gorilla has played a lot of Sona, that just is a massive lockdown comp right now for NaJin White Shield.
Tons of hard CC.
What
Tons.
A huge team fight comp.
Nami
too.
Do a lot, yeah.
Right.
Now they're probably gonna NaJin White Shield has successfully used Sona in the past against Pantheon, and they've been very good at kiting it out.
That's a really good point too. I'd forgotten about that. Yeah, Sona's a very good anti-Pantheon pick as well. Or has been made to be so anyway in some of the games we've seen here in Korea, but it looks like it's going to be Nami Orianna, and it will be. So, wow, do not clump up against this team. You will die.
Insane AoE CC from NaJin White Shield, and they actually have not a great, because the Wukong, Orianna, Nami is not the best 3-man core, but a 1-3-1 possibility of a split push with Twitch and Jax.
Yeah, well, Nami's got okay disengage with the tidal wave. It did get nerfed, you know, back when it was really popular, but it's still not bad. And so Leopard wouldn't be a big surprise, really, to see him grab that Renekton.
They're really going to want the 1v1 and 2v2, though, KT
for
Bullets.
Sure,
They need to be able to shut down Save early. Save not switching over to Teleport yet. They're still discussing it, but Leopard hasn't gone much outside of his Renekton Shyvana comfort zone.
Oh, I wouldn't expect so. And I mean, the thing is do you take Teleport and then worry that you're going to get stuck in the 1v1 where the opposing top laner has Ignite? Like, is that worth the risk, really? Well, I guess it's going to be Teleport anyway, so never mind. But we'll see if Save swaps over there.
That's really surprising that he's going to run Teleport on this Renekton against Jax.
Yeah.
I don't really know what to make of these summoners. I mean, KT will have, I mean, Jax is going to beat Leopard in the late game in terms of the split push. So I think Leopard, if he teleports late, is already going to come into the fight chunked. Man. So it may be difficult to actually fight.
These 3 heals on NaJin White Shield, 2 that they've got right now. What a huge brawling team this is going to be, too.
It's a really good. They have some strategic versatility. Like I said, definitely most powerful in a 5v5, but also somewhat powerful in a 1-3-1, and certainly better in a 1-3-1 than the KT Bullets comp.
That's right. Well, guys, it's a best of 5. Let's see if NaJin White Shield or the KT Bullets can take game number 1 and come one step closer, make that big first step towards the Champion Spring semifinals and a match against CJ Blaze next week. It's huge. Game 1, so important for mentality. Let's get in the game and see who takes it. Did we actually just have a 80s glam metal training montage video there? I think so.
We did.
All we needed was like a little clip of Ryu lifting weights or something like that. That would have been perfect. Well, welcome to Summoner's Rift, guys. NaJin White Shield versus the KT Bullets here on the Champion Spring quarterfinals with Doan Monte Cristo. And I think this is going to be a really exciting match. I mean, obviously, NaJin White Shield showing that they know they need to switch things up a bit. They can't keep doing the same thing all season. Can they pull off this comp, though? That's kind of the big question now.
I think the KT Bullets have really locked themselves in a dangerous situation. Of course, all of the kind of early game junglers banned outright. Kind of a farm jungle until level 6, but NaJin White Shield, they've got these great scaling carries.
It seems like
Shield, Ori, Twitch, and Jax. So KT Bullets, I think this really depends on what Insect can do at level 6, because they are going to need a big, big lead in order to go in. Now that said, NaJin White Shield Siege is really poor. So it's going to be very difficult for them to actually knock down towers unless they're split pushing.
Yep. And a little bit of a delayed invade for the KT Bullets. And they're just going to probably throw a ward down and maybe just grab that red buff, which they will, yep. And so
the Leopard using a teleport early on, so they are going to get the 1v1 right here. Insect.
Prism, are they going to get the red buff?
Watch got it.
Oh, he did get it. Very nice, man. Watch. Just one of those jungles that's so good at stealing objectives, making sure he doesn't lose those buffs, and that's going to be a really slow start now for Insect.
Right, he used his flash, but he's not going to need that before he hits 6 more than likely anyway. There's not going to be, of course, Pantheon still has the ability to gank free 6, and Score getting chunked out nearly immediately by Zephyr and Gorilla. So Insect going to be delayed, but he didn't use that flash, and I think that's a really good decision from Watch, actually, to flash forward for that. He gets that early lead. He may create a timing window where he has 6 and Insect does not.
Wow, look at this. Really nice play from Zephyr and Gorilla early on as far as poking in lane. And they're managing to zone out Score and Mafa pretty well for this first level initially. They should be able to hit 2 a little bit quicker.
Uh-oh, we got a bit of a rumble coming in. Watch does have double buffs. He is going to get seen. Now, Watch does not have flash.
Oh, the wards go down at the same time. Who's brave enough to try for the red? Nobody at the moment.
Ryu is pushed in, though, so he's not really going to be able to help.
There we go.
Already moving on into the jungle. Insect just trying to get rates right now.
Now, they can just ignore it. That red buff is a little bit more important.
I don't know if they can do anything about this. Watch is taking a little bit of damage. Again, that ward is in the brush.
He can try to run up and smite it.
Leopard,
okay. Leopard came down,
Yeah, they're going to have to back off of this.
Yeah. You know, the thing is Goong's losing a lot of time. And look at this, Leopard may have caught save. No, he's just going to let him go for now. Not wanting to use that flash, I guess.
Watch has to leave now that Save has no HP. He was actually caught by Leopard coming back into lane. So that's a big win for the KT Bullets, but in the meantime, Zephyr and Gorilla able to hard push up this lane right here. That harassment from that Twitch early makes it very difficult to stay in lane. Ryu doing what he can against Orianna, but Goong should be able to push him in.
Yep.
Well, that was a bad miss right there, actually. Mafa should have hit that one.
Yeah.
Dark Binding. One of the easier skill shots to hit for sure.
Yeah, annoyingly easy if you're on the receiving end of it. And so Ryu and Goong, everything pretty even in the mid lane. Top and 80 carry though, CS a little bit uneven at the moment though, but that's not a big surprise with Leopard forcing out save early on, or rather catching when he was coming through. Now, just in case people haven't heard before, what do you think about Wukong's pre-6 ganks, Monty? You a big fan?
I think
you like those pre-6 Wukong ganks?
Horrible, and I never want to see them ever.
Well, you probably won't have to. Don't worry. It's fine.
Well, especially
because,
how you
really feel.
Especially because Watch doesn't have flash, so he really is going to be focused on that farming. And he did have to back out of the jungle right there. Did get himself in a bit of a scrape. And Goom gonna go ahead and clear that out. Ryu goes back, picks up his Chalice. Nice little pink ward, and he'll be back into the lane in a jiffy. So Score and Mappa still struggling down here, but it's all about that level 6, right? Once Mappa, Score, and Insect all hit 6, the CC in that lane is going to be pretty ridiculous, and if they can somehow dodge a tidal wave, they should be able to get a kill. And the thing about it is that tidal wave will wash over Score and Mappa, but if Insect gets behind them, he's going to be able to CC them long enough for Score and Mappa to catch up.
And Leopard just pushing up this turret again.
A big CS lead right now. He's been doing a great job of zoning out. And this is impressive, too, because he doesn't have the threat of that Ignite, but he's still been trading very efficiently.
It all comes down to just catching him when Save was trying to get into the enemy jungle to help out Watch a little bit. That really turned this lane around.
And here we go. Ryu on a roam, looking to move up. Watch
is there,
and so is Insect, but they're not really going to be able to dive this. Watch is going to show.
Okay, so they show Watch, but they're going to do it anyway. Yeah, Leopard just zoning out Watch a little bit. Save, Ryu taking some turret hits. Save a bit low. The Wild Growth helps out, and Ryu gets first blood.
That was really nicely done
without
an Ignite. To zone out Watch like that, and then for Leopard just to flash back underneath the turret. They created a huge zone, pushed Watch out.
Yeah.
And with Watch's flash still down, he had the Nimbus Strike, but nothing else really to get in range and affect that at all. So without Ignite, that's an impressive kill. Insect there. Just providing enough chain CC. That was actually a beautiful dive. That was a really nice dive.
Well, the way Ryu was able to come in and tank those initial turret hits as well, just using that shield, everything was just really intricately executed right from the beginning.
Certainly was. And that's a kill going over to Ryu, so that'll help him out a lot in this early game. Score and Mappa still taking a bit of poison damage from this Twitch, but they've got more sustain now, everybody going back, and they're not too far behind in CS, all things considered. Obviously that top lane, much more of a worry right now.
Oh yeah. I would be worried if I was NaJin White Shield about that top lane.
Renekton coming back into lane with another Doran's Blade and the start of a Tiamat. Jack's going to continue to have some trouble. He got another Doran's Blades and boots, but
that's not a lot of damage.
Well, it's especially not a lot of armor to deal with this Renekton early on. And that's the thing about Jax. He wants to build those damage items first, but it's going to take him a long, long time to scale up right now. And Leopard does have that teleport advantage.
Yep. Leopard just kind of playing it safe as well. Doesn't want to let the lane, doesn't want to push the lane up rather too much, since he doesn't have any ward coverage at the moment.
KT Bullets are really beautifully set up with this composition for the early game, but if they don't make the most of their power spike in the early and the early mid game, they are toast, basically.
Yeah, well, I mean, we do have that level 6 now for Watch, and Insect still not level 6 himself, so I feel like if there was going to be a time to try to take advantage of it, it would be in the very near future here.
Yeah, it's going to be coming. I think they're going to want Mappa to hit 6 before they try that classic Pantheon double gank into the bottom lane.
How close is he to 6? Oh, he's not too bad, not too far away. I don't know. I don't think he's going to hit it with this camp.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he'll probably have to take red again.
Nope, he got it.
Oh, he did. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, just hit it in the last. Rates right there, but he's pretty far away. He could try and prolong Jax's agony up in this top lane and continue to shut down the top laner. So we'll see what kind of strategy the KT Bullets want to go. If they want to snowball another lane, try and help the lane that's behind, or just make Leopard into a ridiculous top lane bruiser.
He's probably going to have to go back, though. He's pretty low on mana, pretty low on health as well. So before any ganking starts happening, there's a recall.
This is really going to be the moment of truth. Score and Mappa haven't opened up a lot in the back line. Watch is also level 6. They've got it pink warded, so he's going to stick close to the bottom side of the map.
Yeah.
Because he's assuming Insec will be trying to make a play right there. Now Insec heading back into the middle.
Yeah, just wants to be in a position to hit either lane, possibly, without having to move too far.
Nope, just going to go back to farming at least for the moment.
Wow, really?
Well, he doesn't have an opening yet. He needs Zephyr and Gorilla to be pushed out more, and Save just recalled.
Yeah, makes sense. And Save has managed to now pick up that Vamp Scepter too, so he'll have a little bit more sustain in this lane, but it's still a pretty big deficit for him to try to overcome.
Yeah, it's really hard to actually use that Vamp Scepter when you're not going to be able to get into lane. And the problem with this matchup for Jax is that Counter-Strike really doesn't do a whole lot against Renekton because Renekton is hitting you with AD caster abilities.
Ooh, here we go. Watch, thinking about coming in. Yeah, he is going to score. Gets jumped on immediately. There's the ultimate score. Trying to get away. Pantheon. Insec trying to turn things around. Watch is a little bit low. Pantheon gets knocked up by the tidal wave right away, but Zephyr, low health. Watch gets taken out. Insec with his first kill of the game. And that's the kind of turnaround you want. Insec on the right side of the map, anticipating that gank in the bot lane.
I really think you just counter gank with this Wukong. You don't actually initiate.
Seems
because once that Cyclone is down, he's really a one-way jungler.
Yeah.
In fact, both of these junglers are very one-way, and therefore counter ganks are typically more successful.
Oh, Save really wants his kill. Tried Sleep Strike to a minion. Looks like he's just gonna be satisfied with some dirty farming for now.
It's a big moment that he was able to move this Renekton out of lane. Of course, he did have the Ignite advantage, and now he's vamping off the creeps. Can't wait to see that gank again.
Yep.
But they did a good job of splitting out right there. And look at this. There's...
it's picture-in-picture, apparently.
It is picture-in-picture. This is brand new.
Yeah, I've never seen that before. Well, there's a gank that didn't work. There's Pantheon.
Replay. There's Pantheon coming in and just hopping down right there. I mean, that's just a good CC from Mafa as well. Focus fire right onto the Wukong. Wukong very squishy in the early game until he can get that actual tanky item, the Randuin's Omen.
Hopefully your window is maximized.
Yeah, indeed.
We're going to need bigger monitors. And so Watch still doing what he can to farm up a little bit here, but it's interesting because the bot lane, you know, aside from that failed gank, has been going pretty well for Zephyr and Gorilla, but Insect's counter ganking ability is really shutting Watch down. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, do you feel like if you're NaJin White Shield, you just kind of have to play it safe now and wait until you can try to force those big 5v5s?
Right. You just want to scale.
Yeah.
And I think that they really got ahead of themselves, especially since they had very poor ward coverage over possible Pantheon ult.
Well, just not knowing
spots.
where Pantheon is. Yeah.
Not good.
Because if he would have been in the top half of the map, yeah, sure, would have been fine. But
honestly, too, what are you going to do against Morgana, who's just going to black shield all your CC in this 3v2 or 3v3 scenario? Insec
good point.
Manages to grab the red buff over there. He had that approximate timer on it, so Watch still trying to make a play in the top lane. Jax has completed the Cutlass, so may be able to slow down this Renekton enough. Renekton does have Flash, however.
Yeah, it's tough to catch a Renekton with Slice and Dice and Flash, and Save is pretty low health right now, too. Looks like Watch might try it. Nope, he's going to be spotted by that ward. Yeah, Leopard's going to get away, no problem. Watch did just use his sweeping lens, too, so he's not going to be able to clear that one.
So he'll just move over into a blue handoff instead. Ryu mirroring his movements, and look at this. They're going to go for this dragon. This is that timing.
Ah, very
that's
nice.
So good.
Yeah, you see that blue buff being moved towards, and that's a nearly free dragon most of the time.
This is one of those weird things that you can do on purple side. Each side has these various advantages, right? But if you see that Wukong moving out of the top lane and back down the river at approximately the time that blue buff comes up, and you're over on the red side of the map, you can just force a dragon right there, especially if you did your blue faster.
Yeah. Or
you could just do dragon and transition into your own blue. So it is a big red side advantage, and they got a really good read on this. KT Bullets playing out this early game very well.
Well, you know, back when they were a stronger team last season, before they had kind of a slump early on this season, one of the things that made them so strong was their adaptability and their intelligence in terms of team decision-making in games, and I feel like we're kind of starting to see that a little bit more finally now this season, because they really were able to outthink so many of their opponents in Champions Winter.
Yeah, they were, and that's, I feel like in terms of teams that know their win conditions and teams that understand team compositions and various power spikes and timings, the KT Bullets are way, way up at the top.
Oh, yeah.
So they know what they have to do to win, and they're able to.
Here we go. Pantheon out coming in. Leopard chasing. Can they lock up Save enough? Insect coming down way back. There's a flash. Doesn't quite catch Save, but the stun comes in from Leopard. A little bit more damage from Insect, but they're going to have to let that one go. Kind of a sloppy gank there. Insect's positioning wasn't the best with the man drop.
No, it wasn't, and it was a little bit hastily executed.
Yeah.
But if they can get a tower off this, it's going to be okay. They chunked him enough, although they did burn 2 flashes. There's the turret, so at least they get a global objective, and they can go ahead and shove this wave in to make sure that he doesn't freeze it, take some jungle in the meantime. Zephyr scores still in that bottom lane.
That's right. I feel like the real moment of truth in this game is going to be when we see the first big team fight, you know? If NaJin can execute it. Oh, and Goon getting a little bit caught here, slowed by the Glitter Lance. Manages to speed himself up, though. Use that heal to get a little bit of a speed boost.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. Heal's so big, of course, for mid laners now, especially mid laners that don't have a whole lot of mobility.
Indeed. So Save just trying to farm up as best he can right here. Leopard looking just to go for white, cut off, watch his jungle as much as possible. Ryu's showing back up with this needlessly large rod. And
oh, there we go. Did you get it?
Yeah, he did.
I think he did.
Save got it with the leap strike.
Not bad. A little bit extra gold never helps, or never hurts, rather. It never helps. More money, more problems, you know? That's what they say.
Oh boy, well,
right.
I don't know how well that applies to League of Legends.
I come from the Franciscan school of playing League of Legends. No worldly possessions, please.
Just no items all the time. Well,
that's right.
You were a fan of Season 3 support.
Nothing but horsehair vests. And Leopard going in to save. Watched it come in, but Insect is right there. Leopard gets taken down. Did not survive very long at all, despite that ult. And speaking of not surviving, Watch just evaporated. Save. Oh man, tries to leap strike away, but he can't make it either. It's pretty rough.
Ryu is really on point with his roaming today, and NaJin White Shield set that up. Now, even though it was a 2-for-1, they did get a kill on the Jax, which is pretty important. Score is all alone in the bottom lane, however. That is a backwards culling.
Trying to back off, and maybe he can just take out Gorilla, but he's behind enemy lines in a big way, and here comes the teleport coming in for Leopard. Can they turn it around? Slicing and dicing. He doesn't have flash, but Moffat's right there. What a stun over the wall. They catch Zephyr. They catch the AD carry. What a gank. What a play from the KT Bullets. Outsmarted, man.
That just blew my mind, though.
Wow. Ryu's like, yeah, I did that, yeah. Oh, here comes Insect, a stun on the Goong immediately, and KT's not done yet. There's a shockwave, but I don't think it's going to matter. Yeah, Goong just destroyed by this Ryu Insect combo.
KT Bullets knew they had to make plays early with their composition, or they were just going to get smashed in the late game. But man, they have executed so well. And we questioned having this teleport Renekton against the Ignite Jax, but that was just a beautiful use of it. This is just sparkling play from the KT Bullets.
It's like NaJin's shield with Wukong's trying to be Planet of the Apes, but KT Bullets are Charlton Heston right now.
I guess we're going to watch this in tiny mode now.
I guess, yeah, microvision. Can have a talk with them about this.
I mean, that was just, oh my. And then Moffa coming here.
Beautiful.
Just getting the hit and then the ult off too. And look at this, he just walks forward. There's nowhere for Zephyr to go.
Yep, that's right. Well, it appears that NaJin White Shield is beginning to fall far enough behind that even if they do get a good team fight, they're going to have a really hard time keeping people alive and making that work. They do manage to pass the blue buff off to Goong, which is always nice.
Oh, this is a really big problem because all of their lanes are losing.
Yeah.
And this is a very high damage Pantheon.
Yep.
The Hex Drinker already completed. Insect 3-0-2 this game. They've really found the openings, the opportunities. They've used their globals very well to snowball leads across the map. And it's hurting. It's hurting. So what's their play going to be next?
You know, I was so excited about NaJin Whiteshield's comp. You know, they had such a good team fight setup, but they just look uncomfortable playing this. You know, they look a bit lost, I got to say. Watch has been kind of underwhelming as well, and he's had a very up and down season, I would say. Yes, he has. That is true.
Overall, and he got that really nice steal early on, but his ganking decisions have been a little weak, and they've gotten him into more trouble than his ability to help his allies.
Well, you can never quite count him out, though. You know why? Because even a stopwatch is right twice a day.
Oh,
yeah, it's true.
We'll see what his 2 times right a day are.
Well, he's got potentially 5 games to do it in, so it's a lot of time.
Yeah, this game is exactly the lead that the KT Bullets needed in order to just move forward with snowballing this out. Again, with the scaling, they really had to get a very strong, 3-4K gold lead early on if they wanted to stay even into the late game. Yeah, now they've got that. They're going to keep pushing these objectives. And NaJin Whiteshield, to their credit, they have been able to turtle very effectively over the course of the season and pull out ultra late game wins. But,
that is true.
But they've done it with pressure. This is the thing, is NaJin Whiteshield has done it with map pressure before. And this time, they are being pressured in.
Insect manages to dodge it, help it with the black shield there. Gets out. Oh, Shockwave catches Mafa, though. They'll be able to get the support kill.
Good collapse.
Yeah, they got something out of it. Not bad.
Good collapse from NaJin. And they got caught just going a little bit too deep right there. Looks like probably on a warding mission. But you have to be careful about that crowd control that comes in from this NaJin Whiteshield composition. Save has been farming up. He's definitely getting some decent farm off now. He's only about 20 CS behind, which isn't a truly big deal when he already has that Blade of the Ruined King, and Leopard is going to have to start being cautious at this point.
Well, I mean, we talked about a little bit earlier. There is scaling potential on NaJin Whiteshield, and the thing is they kind of have to just stop the hemorrhaging right now. I mean, they're about 6,000 gold down. They've started to stall things out a little bit more, but if they can keep doing it, they've got a chance.
I really like that Score just picked up the Static Shiv on Lucian. It's an item we almost never see on Lucian, but in this case, when they know they need to continue to get objectives and put on pressure, especially they have to wave clear quickly so that they can push the waves into the turret to prevent the deep freezes from Twitch and Jax and prevent a late game. I think it's the perfect item for the KT Bullets to buy right now.
Well, yeah, you need to be mobile too, as far as like pushing a lane up really quick so that you can get back to your team and fight if need be as well.
And moving into the Last Whisper just gives that culling the extra punch to knock people off turrets and safely take it.
A little bit caught here. Ryu not fooled by the clone at all. Watch gets a little bit low himself and has to back off.
A lot of wards in NaJin Whiteshield's jungle, though. They're very aware that the KT Bullets want to continue to play aggressively.
Yeah, there's a catch onto Goong. Goong tries to command protect. There's the Aqua Prison, doesn't hit anybody, and that's going to be another kill for Ryu. Tidal Wave comes through, hits a couple people. Ryu knocked up a little bit low, but he'll be able to make it out. It looks like Zephyr, can't quite chase.
Zephyr using the spray and pray forces the heal from Score. They're still trying to contest this red buff.
Oh, Zephyr coming in. He's sped up big time. Can he do it?
Score picks up the red.
Yeah.
In the nick of time. Save still pretty much free farming in this top lane, however. They have to make a play on him. They're going to do anything. Leopard's teleport is back up. So they are able to make a global play across the map now, especially with Insect's Grand Skyfall.
Some pings going down by Baron, and they do need to start worrying about that. Speaking of Grand Skyfall, here it comes onto Save. They want to make a play on him. Save manages to get the kill onto Leopard first, so can Insect get some revenge? It might be kind of dangerous, but here comes Ryu. Insect manages to get the kill, even without the help of Lulu, but it was close, and they will be able to get this mid lane turret as well. Yeah, not bad. Well, they made the play. They lost Leopard, but they were able to take out Save.
Well, they're even so, the one-for-one trade with Jax is still causing him to power up right there. They're also going to lose a turret in the bottom lane, so this will be the first turret of the game from NaJin White Shield, and it's an important point to start turning it around. Score is there. Zephyr does not have ambush.
Not yet. Culling coming through, doing a little bit of damage to Zephyr. Zephyr trying to back away. There's the burst.
7 seconds.
The dash from Score.
4.
And it looks like he's just going to try to execute himself. There's another hit, though. Oh, he gets the ambush. He's invisible now, but Leopard knows where he is. There's a slice and dice. He actually does hit him. Oh, there he appears finally. And the flash, he manages to use the heal to stay alive. This is one slippery rat, but in the end, Score, the rat catcher, not going to let his quarry escape. Yep, it's true.
Well, it was a really nice pink ward coming over the wall in order to actually pick that up. Ryu now dueling with Save. Save has to be very careful. He doesn't have any MR, and he's not going to be able to counter-strike the Lulu damage. So this is a good lane assignment, a good rotation from Ryu to the top lane. And look at the KT Bullets just mercilessly pursuing these objectives.
Well, speaking of merciless, Watch gets a little bit slowed down. There's a flash over the wall from Mafa. Tidal Wave black shielded, and Watch is going to get stunned one last time, but no way to capitalize on it. Mafa just soaks up a shockwave, but he's going to be able to waltz his way out of that one.
Now Black Shield again doing work this game. Mafa able to play deep and get those critical stuns off Leopard. Still split pushing right here.
Yeah.
Another tower for the KT Bullets.
Yeah, 4-1 now. They're really dominating.
The KT Bullets are playing this composition so well. This looks like how they used to look, Toa.
You know, the funny thing is that even in the pregame interview, we saw Cacao, you know, it wasn't translated, but we saw Cacao saying that he thought that White Shield was going to win 3-1. And
I would have agreed until I saw them play Blaze last week, and that's when I got a little bit nervous. And you know what? I think NaJin White Shield got nervous too, because just watching that game where they totally shattered Blaze's Siege, and this is your MO, this is your style on NaJin White Shield. You look at that and you're like, we may be in trouble.
Oh, Leopard coming in. Speaking of people being in trouble, Goon gets locked up. Save coming into the back lines there a little bit. Insect manages to grab that first kill. Save getting chased out. Nice Aqua Prison, but it won't save Jax from Score. Gorilla on the run, or on the swim rather, I guess you could say. But KT, I think they're going to be fine with this. They can take that dragon and then possibly move back down towards the bot lane. Looks like the Bullets upgraded to armor-piercing rounds, huh?
They did, at least for this first game.
Not a problem with Shield this time.
And that'll be another turret. There's really nothing NaJin White Shield can do to defend this. Watch has got Sightstone on Wukong. I really don't think that's a good pickup.
Yeah.
But it's hard to say. Why he got it was because he sees how aggressively the Bullets are playing, and his team really needs that information and a lot of wards so they can safely farm. Because even close to their turrets at this point, the Bullets have been all over their jungle.
Yeah.
So it's sacrificing his ability to play right here a little bit, and we get to watch Tiny replay again.
Honey, I shrunk the replay. We need Rick Moranis to cast this one.
I can't even really tell what's going on.
I think Zeph is killing someone. Let me put on my old man glasses for a second here. Well, let's see. Those little red guys are running around. Stay a while and listen.
I love your Deckard Cain impression.
Thank you. Beware Diablo.
I also like how he says Diablo instead of Diablo.
Jeez, he's only been studying the Primevals his entire life, and he can't pronounce Diablo right. Scumbag Deckard Cain.
You know, as a Diablo fan, oh boy.
Oh, forget that. Insect getting a little bit caught here, but Save just evaporated. Tidal Wave, not a concern. They're going to dodge it.
Well, NaJin White Shield has no tank right now, so they're not going to be able to do much. Wukong was delayed in terms of getting tanky items by this Sightstone because he was so concerned with his solo lane's ability to get farm. And now they're paying the price where they just can't survive the burst from anybody on KT. Insect is just massive.
He is. It's like all 300 stand pars rolled into one.
I like how they changed the name from stand par to something else.
I know. Red buff. Actually, did Score get that? I think he did with the culling. Yeah. Oh, a nice two-man catch on the Watch. While catching both his mans, I guess.
So yeah, the Deckard Cain and Diablo. I mean, as a fan of Diablo, as somebody who played since Diablo 1,
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler
If you haven't played Diablo 3 yet, I don't care
If you
about
haven't by
spoiling.
now, it's too late.
It's
like,
also, the story is terrible, so you don't play that game for the story.
This is true.
But they kill him in an in-engine cutscene? Really? After 3 games? He doesn't even get his own, like, rendered cutscene? Okay, here we go.
Insect coming in the back lines, and he's going to jump right onto Goon. Meanwhile, Leopard trying to 1v4 a little bit. Jumps towards Goon. There's a nice shockwave, and KT may have overextended this a bit. Ryu jumps in just to Glitter Lance everyone to help the escape for Leopard, but that didn't work. And, you know, like we talked about earlier, NaJin Shield very good at stalling things out.
Well, they thought they were going to be able to get that just because the tidal wave was down. Ryu's still there, but they cannot fight this Lulu with all the items she has. They're going to get the turret. Yeah, you don't need to dive right now.
Yeah.
And you especially don't need to dive into the amount of AoE CC that NaJin White Shield has. You have such a tremendous advantage in terms of sieging at this stage that not really a concern, because the only real threat to wave clear is going to be Orianna, to a lesser extent Twitch, but you'll force the Twitch ult if he actually really needs to get rid of a wave quickly. Well, NaJin White Shield has to put a lot of eggs in the split pushing basket right now.
Yeah, I think it may be a little bit too late, though. We'll see.
It almost certainly is, just because the KT Bullets did such a magnificent job of playing out the early game. But you can never really count out Ori, Twitch, Jax, Wukong, because they get a few items and they will just roll you.
I think one of the big things is that if KT makes a bad call for when they decide to do Baron, that's really the big opportunity that Shield is going to be looking for. I think KT needs to be so careful about how and when they Baron this game, even if they do have this big lead.
Yes, absolutely right. You get 5-man caught by a tidal wave into a shockwave and a cyclone and a spray and pray.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you will just die. It doesn't matter.
You will just straight up die. It doesn't matter if there's a 10K gold deficit.
Yep. True enough.
KT Bullets, I would like to say, their principal flaw this season has been some questionable warding, and they still haven't placed wards aggressively enough in the enemy jungle in this game, so we're still seeing that come through a little bit. They don't have the same vision control, and they really haven't contested the vision in NaJin White Shield's jungle either. If you see that Wukong with the Sightstone, you know there are going to be a lot of wards in the enemy jungle, so you have to be a little bit more heads up in terms of your Oracle's Lens usage and making sure you get a lot of pink wards down. Only a couple on the map right now, and also I think the most damning is that pink ward from the Twitch escape is still down. That hasn't been replaced by the bullets yet. I think that was Insect's pink ward, and the fact that he hasn't moved it is pretty sloppy. There it goes.
That's a good
point. He just moved it right now.
Okay. And it may not last very long.
It was Maffa's pink ward, actually.
Ah, okay. Just trying to remember who was up there for that one. Leopard was there, too.
So, yeah. But regardless of whose it was, it should have moved already.
Well, here we go. A little bit of siege. And, man, that Black Shield is just so good against so many abilities coming out of NaJin Shield.
Well, Maffa's decision-making on when to use the Black Shield.
That, too, yeah.
And how to play forward with his Morgana, really pushing the limits and daring them to use those CC abilities, has been, and drawing out tidal waves, drawing out other ultimates. It's been really nice to see. And Morgana really not too much of a widely used support. In Korea, the SK Telecom team's really the only teams.
Oh, Gorilla has to use his flash. There's a culling. Nice, Wolves block it. Nice, Wolves. Good doggy. That's what Gorilla's saying right now.
He did get pretty chunked out, though, and so this is going to be a little bit of a Baron bait, more than likely. They're not going to do it. It's way too risky. There's the man drop. Yeah,
that's right. They're coming in right on top of Goong and the others. Goong gets jumped on immediately. Leopard gets in the back lines. The tidal wave over the top. Save getting in the back lines on Ryu. Ryu has to ult himself. Leopard gets a bit low. This could be good. A double kill already for Zephyr. And he may not be done yet. That is the second engage now in a row that KT has actually lost people on.
I would not engage NaJin White Shield's team in those little chokes.
Exactly. I mean, tidal wave. This is the exact place you do not want to fight this comp. They might as well have fought in Baron Pit, right?
Yeah, and This is Insect in a nutshell, right? He is always known to get a little trigger happy with his engages. Yep. He was out in front of the team right there. Not everybody able to catch up in time. Leopard on the follow-up engage.
Yeah, he does tend to overestimate himself a little bit. I feel like in the booth, there's just this point where he thinks he's like strong enough, and then he just goes, he flexes and he goes, I'm Insect, and then he just hits the R button.
Yeah, you can see right here, Leopard, with the, he's just not able, nobody else is able to get there fast enough. Actually, his team was blowing flashes just to catch up.
Jeez, and Save's positioning to be able to come into the back of this fight too and annihilate Ryu really helped out quite a bit.
Goong did a really good job of kiting it out. Zephyr got a ton of free auto. He didn't even have to move that fight.
Yeah. Yeah, Ryu didn't die, but he was taken out very quickly. Taken out of the fight, rather.
And with that, the vision control over the Baron Pit will go back into the hands of NaJin White Shield.
And now
KT Bullets, 1 pink on the map, 2 pinks on the map. They've got 1 in the inventory of Mafa, but they really need to go back and pick up some more wards. They just don't have any vision.
Well, speaking of that, Save.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that terrible vision. We just looked at it on the mini map.
Yeah.
Bullets, get it together.
They have 1 pink ward
2
on the enemy side of the map. On the enemy side of the map, yeah. Yep. Which generally, when you're up 6 turrets to 1, that's the side of the map you want to have some wards on, but
you are absolutely correct, sir.
Apparently not this game.
Randuin's completed for Leopard now, and Insect getting a bit tankier. He did finish off his Banshee's Veil, has that Giant's Belt to add some extra HP, but the armor is really going to be a concern for him. He needs that second Randuin so he can lock them down when he comes in from behind. Zephyr just so fast with the speed boost from Nami.
It's a fast rat.
And there we go. Got some good pink wards down now. KT Bullets slowly creeping through. Starting to use those lenses, but they still have that ward right smack dab in the middle of the river. And
oh, Leopard getting found by Save. Save way back behind enemy lines.
Well, this is the danger, though, is Leopard can't really push him out right now. Score is coming for a collapse, though. They did see him with a pink ward in the river. Score stops to take that one out on his way back over to the mid turret, but only 1 tower down from NaJin White Shield. This is not a situation they're in very often. They are almost always ahead in towers.
It's a little bit odd seeing them play positionally, you know, from behind like that. And, you know, again, I feel like they're just a little bit uncomfortable on this team comp this game. They're good enough at defending that they're able to kind of stall out the game for now, but
well, this is
the early game was rough.
This
really
is
rough.
Certainly not a team composition that I would have expected from NaJin White Shield. I mean, yes to the Orianna, yes to the Jax, no to the Wukong, no to the Twitch.
Well, KT, you know, is a team that's generally in the past been very good at adapting, but, you know, I have to bring up the point again with the ward coverage right now. I mean, they really have kind of totally dropped the ball in terms of using that tower advantage to get a vision advantage this game.
Yeah, they don't seem to really know what to do right now either.
Yeah, really.
Well, they're in a bit of a bind because Jax can now 1v1 this Renekton. And so you can't really split push to use that teleport. That teleport was useful early to make plays in conjunction with Pantheon, but now can be seen almost as a bit of a liability. Ryu coming down, he does have the Lich Bane as his 4th item, so he will be able to chunk down those towers, but there's no outer turrets left, and it's a little dangerous. They don't have vision. There's all the members of NaJin on the bottom side of the map. They know where Renekton is. They know where Lulu is. They saw Lulu down there.
Wow, now there is a ward, and there's a teleport coming in from Leopard. And he's just going to use that, cancel it to scare them away from Baron. Not a bad idea there.
Yeah, definitely not a bad idea to go ahead and use that cancel.
Yeah, and that's going to give him time to move up to that part of the map anyway.
Now, they didn't know where Lulu was. They knew she had been on the bottom side of the map about 20 seconds previously as she walked through the Tri-Brush ward in the bottom lane. And here we go. They're going to make a play onto it. Mafa on zoning duty right here. It's going down quick.
There's multiple warps there. Yeah, I mean, Baron is going down quick, but this is a fight that Shield may want. There's a tidal wave through the middle of everything. Watch is going to come in and try to steal it, but no. Pantheon Insect does get the Baron. Watch goes down almost immediately. And where was that big engage? Where was the Wombo combo? Wasn't there. Insect coming in now. Goong forces a flash over the wall. Gorilla gets a bit caught, continues to be caught. Oh, but a nice shockwave doesn't help them disengage quite enough, though. And that's a Baron, and that's a massively won team fight for the KT Bullets. And they should be able to turn this one into a win now.
Yeah, that was a pretty risky Baron by the KT Bullets.
Ryu a bit bloodthirsty here, flashes over the wall. He wants to kill. There's the ultimate. Oh yeah, Lulu looking for blood.
And really, the story of that Baron fight was Mafa landing a Dark Binding onto Twitch because Zephyr was just out of range of auto-attacking into the pit.
Very good point.
If he had been able to get that spray and pray, also save wasn't there for the start of the fight, but that'll be a win.
Yeah, strong early game, a rough mid game, but a strong team fight late, and the KT Bullets will take game one.
KT Bullets